I've not made a video in a month, and the last one being related to Half-Life 3 and all the fallout surrounding Mark Laidlaw's Epistle 3, along with releasing likely experiments from a stage of Half-Life development. This quickly became my most successful video I've ever produced, and the third highest viewed in the channel's history. In a few days, VNN received over 1 million views and over 10,000 subscribers. Yet once the excitement died down, I heavily considered retiring from YouTube altogether. What happened? The Half-Life 3 video went live on Sunday, August 27th at 2:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The following day, I was sitting in class and logged in to check my analytics. Everything seemed fine. The views were up to about 400,000 at the time. For some reason, and I don't remember why, I checked the video manager, which is a separate section that gives no new information, just it presents it differently, and my heart immediately sank. The video that was quickly becoming my fastest viewed ever was flagged by YouTube for being, quote, inappropriate for advertisers. I got up and immediately drove home, contacting all of my YouTube colleagues on exactly what I was supposed to do. Everyone told me to file this manual repeal and contact Team YouTube on Twitter. I did both, the former taking up to 7 days and the latter being completely useless. The Team YouTube account wasn't talking back. When a video is flagged inappropriate, it removes it from any auctions from ad companies who opt out of paying to be featured on inappropriate content, leading to the only revenue being earned from YouTube Red, or about 5% of what would have been earned if the flag didn't exist. Many people have talked about the major issues. YouTube doesn't email the creator or provide a timestamp of when the flag was placed, leading many to guess how many views went unmonetized. Also, the flag doesn't give any reasoning on exactly why it exists in the first place, and official YouTube PR usually links to this page, laying out the ground rules for what could be considered inappropriate. Most bullet points being vague and all of them with exceptions. So at this point, I was enraged and needed to let people know. I quickly made a video explaining the flag and the very little understanding I had on the system. Now, I can report that my audience was incredibly supportive and quickly cheered me up. People started supporting my Patreon like crazy and sending me PayPal donations, and I started writing thank yous. Unfortunately, an hour after the video was uploaded, the video explaining what I knew about the first flag got flagged. No email, no reason given, just make the appeal and wait. At this point, I was making a big stink on Twitter and the Team YouTube account did get back. Quote, "We can't cover specifics. We've added much more detail and best practices to our ad-friendly guidelines." I'm gonna jump ahead here for a minute. When YouTube says it can't cover specifics, they're not withholding information. They literally can't give anyone specifics because they don't even have the specifics. Even YouTube doesn't know why YouTube flagged my video. The inappropriate situation is all controlled by an AI bot trained to learn based on new information and parameters fed to it. Like pretty much all machine learning AI, the entire system is based on training data and time. In this situation, when a creator files for an appeal on a flag, someone on the bot's development team manually views the content and, if cleared as okay, programs the mistake into the AI. However, this isn't the only way the bot works. There is a kill switch. After the video explaining the flag got flagged and the unhelpful canned tweet, I made a third video explaining the situation further, and this time, the video was immediately flagged. No email, no reason given. I can't completely confirm this, however, others have seen this behavior as well. After a few new uploads get flagged on a specific channel in a set amount of time, the channel then gets blacklisted, and everything uploaded automatically gets flagged. Also, this bot is way older than you think. Back during the initial corporate ad pull, YouTube and consequently Google started losing large amounts of money, and YouTube was obviously scrambling to get things back to normal for themselves. This is in April, and around late May, reports of videos making far less than normal start popping up. From large channels to small creators' posts on Reddit, this was a widespread issue. What was happening was the initial testing and implementation of the AdBot AI. See, a video flagged by the bot would appear completely normal, and the only visible difference was the money earned by the creator, which remember, is delayed by 2 days. This became known around creator circles as a soft demonetization. In August, YouTube put forward the yellow circle, presented as a new way to help creators make more money and keep YouTube rid of the absolute worst content. Issue was, this was kind of a lie. This wasn't a new system. The only part about this was telling creators about the flag in the first place and allowing for manual review, and YouTube was already using this bot in secret for months. After I made my third video and that video got flagged, I started to think up this video that you're watching now. However, in the back of my head, I thought I should give it some time to see if Google could quickly resolve this situation because it wasn't just me. This was happening everywhere. 1 month later, I can report nothing has changed. My Twitter feed is every day filled with creators being terrified by this AI in incredibly confusing ways. ProZD's food unboxings, lazy game reviews, videos on PC game boxes, and hundreds of Ross Scott's Freeman's Mind and Ross's Game Dungeon videos were all flagged, with no reasons given and no emails sent out. According to an article from Wired magazine from back in April, following the initial media attention and ad pullout of Google, whose revenue is 90% from ads, keep in mind, Google was scrambling to control the negative press, so they started building this AI immediately and hired people at $15 to run it. They were in such a hurry to get the advertisers back for their own sake, they pushed out an incredibly unfinished bot and let it run on people's videos with very little time to train and very little training data. You see, they thought the training would just happen over time, which shows just an immense lack of care for the creators themselves. YouTube is completely fine and wanting the bot to screw up publicly. That's the only way this system will work in the long run. This AI also wasn't even designed to give YouTube any information if their public talk is to be trusted. Google is banking on the fact that in a year or two, the bot should work as intended. But in the meantime, some channels are gonna die. Ryan Wyatt, YouTube's head of gaming, made a statement back in late August where he states that many creators have already seen their revenue return to normal thanks to this new system, and that he desperately wants people to use the manual appeal. Here's the thing, he doesn't want people to use the appeal, he actually needs people to use the appeal. The whole system is based on the appeal. Those people that are getting paid $15 an hour to run this bot are required to view every piece of appealed content. If it fits within the guidelines, then they then have to explain to the bot how it messed up. Without the appeals, this whole system won't work. So if your video gets flagged and you don't appeal, the team responsible for the bot will just assume it made the correct decision. And this is where I start to beg a little bit. The last month has been an odd one to experience, going back and forth between wanting to retire and wanting to stay. I've been quietly testing all month, and what's scary is that my tests have made no sense at all. Videos seem to be flagged completely at random. Great example. Yesterday I put up a video on my second channel, Valve News Extra. It's of the heavy begging for work since Valve refused to release an update and he's hard for cash. And in it, I said the phrase, I can kill children, I can kill pets and grandparents, just call me. It's not been flagged at all. It's been up for over 24 hours and there is not a flag placed on that video. I love reporting, I love writing, I love making these videos, I just don't really love YouTube right now. But I want to continue. I want to continue to grow, I want to continue to expand outward, and if I want to do that, I'm gonna need as much help as possible. I'm gonna need to be able to find a source of income that is completely separate from YouTube, or this isn't gonna work anymore. I have a Patreon. I'm sure most of you know this, and the rewards seem to be popular. You can ask me any questions you want related to any of the videos I'm working on, and even if I'm holding on to information for those videos, I'll answer the question for the Patreon people themselves. I also do monthly live streams showing off my process, how I create videos, and I'll make a video from start to finish once a month. And there's also my PayPal email down in the description below for those who just want to send a one-time donation. Seriously, any help is highly appreciated, and I am very thankful for the people who have helped me thus far. I hope things get better, but for the time being, I recommend watching another video. My friend Ross Scott, Accursed Farms, he's the guy that did Freeman's Mind, we all know and love him, made a video a couple of days ago explaining a different side of the YouTube AI bot and how this is actually way larger of a problem than just creators losing money. This goes a lot deeper. He did an excellent video and I highly recommend checking it out. Link down in the description below. Thanks for watching, guys. Valve News Network will return soon. I'll talk to you later.